Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
Welcome to the BGP suite, a suite where we have three beautiful women who aren't afraid to put on our big girl panties and discuss different topics. Sometimes our topics will be serious, sometimes our topics will be funny. We have different points of views, and we do come up with solutions when we have these discussions also. Before we get started with today's topic, I just kind of wanted to touch up on something that took place this morning at around 4 o'clock this morning. I couldn't sleep because I was a little antsy, and then one of my Facebook friends made a post and marked himself as safe. And I was thinking, safe from what? Thinking it was a weather situation, and it turned out to be there was a major shootout in Chicago in this building where 14 people were shot. 2 people were dead, and he was live streaming the whole situation. People were walking over bodies. People were trying to figure out what to do. The people were sitting there trying to give CPR, and my thoughts and heart goes out to the victims that were seen in the video, and I just wanted to say that. Today's topic, we'll be discussing 2 singers and 2 actresses. The first one that we'll be talking about is Maya, who decided in 2013 to have a luxurious wedding where she got married to herself. After her, we'll be discussing Keri Hilson, who has decided that when she does get married, she wants to live in separate households from her husband. Then we'll be discussing Megan and her situation with Prince Harry, and Vivica Fox, who seems to think that Prince Harry should be an honorary light-skinned Black man. So let's get it started. Ladies, what are your thoughts on Maya and Adrianne? I'm going to you first.
Oh my goodness. Okay. My thing with Maya is just really weird. I mean, even I read about her having previous toxic relationships, and that happens. Mm-hmm. And she wants to be all about self-care and all of this. I get it. But to marry yourself, it just seems weird. I think there's a name for it, solo...
I don't know.
Solo like sologamist or something like that is what they call it. But to marry yourself, it just seems...
weird.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Sounds like she may need a little bit of therapy. Because that is just... absolutely strange. How do you come home? You cooking today, baby? No, you cooking today, baby? What we gonna do? It just seems very odd.
Yes.
So I think there's other ways to deal with if you've had previous toxic relationships other than marrying yourself. That just is way out there.
Mona?
I think that how do you marry yourself in the first place? Because 2 become 1. Mm-hmm. So how does 2 become 1 when it's only you?
It's only 1.
That's all I have to say about that right there.
I agree. It's kind of it's different. I mean, they have titles for all these different types of relationships and self-identification these days. So, asexual, pansexual, different type of things. And I'm not discriminating before anybody tries to come for me. I have no issues with the alphabet community. I'm just saying, it's interesting. I know women that have come from toxic relationships, and they don't think after it to say, I'm going to marry myself. I'm all for self-love. I'm all for being positive. I'm all for healing and learning lessons from previous relationships. But having a wedding, a luxurious wedding from what I heard, where you're inviting everybody and they're like, oh, who's the spouse? And it's me. That just seems
very odd.
Seems a little weird.
Yeah.
Seems a little weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Mm-hmm. But you have daughters. What would you tell your daughter if She said, Mama, I want to have a wedding and I'm marrying myself.
Oh my God. I think we would right away get into some type of therapy because that is just too strange. I mean, I'm all for, even like you said, if you've experienced had some bad experiences, that's one thing. Deal with that experience. Deal with the reality that you've dealt with something that's toxic, that it's going to be a process of the healing. But I think this just makes it really strange and it's confusing. So I would really talk to my daughter and say, hey, there's a different way to go about this. Don't embarrass me.
Right.
Don't embarrass me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Mona, if your granddaughter said, Grandma, I'm getting married and I'm marrying myself and I need you to be at the wedding, what you gonna tell her?
My granddaughter is not going to do that.
Absolutely.
We don't do ridiculous things like that. Mm-hmm. As far as, I want to talk about Keri Hilson, too. Is that her name? What's her name?
Hilson.
Yeah, Keri Hilson.
Hilson. I think it's Hilson.
Yeah.
If you want space to the point where you have to live in two separate households, why get married?
Yeah.
Here's my thing for the both of them, and I really want to be done with it. You cannot disrespect the sanctity and the institution of marriage by redefining what it means to fit your own failures. Point blank, period. These are two beautiful women in the industry that have some fame and fortune. And like Adrianne said, and you said as well, Neisha, it sounds like some pretty little mental issues to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely.
Fix your issues. Hold yourself accountable. Everybody has had bad relationships. Mm-hmm. Everybody has, been through some things. And we have impressionable minds out here. Mm-hmm. They have fans that follow them. And they're very naive. And to say, marry yourself. How do you two become one and cleave together if you're in one household and he's in the other? And so here's the thing that happens. Now, say he's over here in his spot with a pretty little thing, and she's not over here in her spot with a handsome man. And then she gets pissed off because he's over there. It opens the door for too much of stuff that you said you didn't want in the first place because you've been in failed relationships. So now, once that happens, then you cry victim. Mm-hmm. And that's all I have to say about it.
So I was looking into it to figure out why she even said it or where she kind of came from. Mm-hmm. And so what I understand is, like, her previous relationship that ended, I believe, a year or two ago, they had a long-distance relationship. Mm. And they were together for almost 10 years.
Was this with the basketball player, I think?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
What's his, I can't even pronounce his name.
He has an African name.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They were in a long-distance relationship, and she said she enjoyed it because they were in a long-distance relationship, meaning they were in different countries. He was in his part of the country, and she was out here. I think that's probably why she enjoyed it. And I tend to, when I speak to some people who do long-distance relationships, they enjoy it for that reason, that they're apart. They're not they're not under each other at every moment, every hour. And I can get that, but I feel like when you're doing that, you're still not really getting to know each other. All you see is the good side because you guys are in different parts. So when you see each other, it's quick. It's, I miss you, I love you, I this and this, and happy. Everything is happy. And then you guys go your separate ways. And I think that's part of where it stems from for her, where she's like, well, it worked for me this way, so I guess it can work like this in a marriage too.
Yeah. Well, it didn't work.
Clearly.
And I'm not going to be in a long distance relationship with nobody for 10 years. And for me, long distance is an hour. Long distance is, if I don't see you more than 3 times out the week, that's a long distance relationship for me. And like you said, when you're long distance, when you come together, it is just for the happy times. Yep. So you're wasting somebody's life. You're wasting somebody's time where they can get with somebody that wants to be with them every day. Here's the thing about most young ladies, and I'm sorry, it's the truth. I'm going to say it because I've talked about it. Young ladies want to get married because they know that married women are looked upon better than single women. They have more respect than single woman in society. So they like what it looks like, what it represents, but they don't want to do the work. Marriage is a routine. Marriage is every day. Marriage is looking at this person every day. I got to cook for him. I got to clean for him. I got to wash clothes for him with a smile on my face, and I might have to have sex with him every day. So stop playing with people. Don't say you want to get married. That's just a mess.
It's like you said, they're recreating the meaning of marriage. And that's not the point of it. I had a friend who they got into a situation, they separated momentarily to work things out, and they found that they just did better apart from one another. Well, then why not get a divorce, you would think, right?
Right.
But for whatever reason, they feel that this works best for them. And that's not marriage to me.
And I understand things happen on an individual basis. But however, even when you're an entertainer or you're a high-powered couple and you have to go out on business trips, nobody goes to a separate house.
Right.
They go to a hotel or a suite, for those few days, and they come back home. And they're happy to be home because there's no place like home.
Exactly.
It's just weird.
That's true. But I mean, that's that industry though. Because I mean, there's other couples who have been together for long periods of time. They're not black, who do that. They live in separate households. The wife and the husband have understandings, and they give each other a few days apart in a different household, and then they come together towards the weekend so that they can do things with the kids as a family and everything, so that the husband doesn't get bored or frustrated with the nagging wife, or the wife doesn't get bored with the husband. And they don't have an open relationship, but they just have an understanding where they live in separate households. So, I mean, I guess the Keri Hilson thing is new to some people, but for some people, they're like, yeah, that's normal.
Well,
like
the key word was you said they were white. Soon as your man don't answer that phone off after the third call, you want to know where you at, who you with, who's pregnant, who you cheating on me with, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Come on, let's keep it 100.
It just opens it up for so many
I mean,
problems.
it opens it up, but then at the same time, I guess that can lead into, it depends on the relationship, because some people have open relationships, even in marriage. They have open, where they're okay with having, again, they have that separate household, but they also have that household where the wife is there or the husband is there. So
I think people have open relationships because they have to have them. I don't think that anybody really wants to actually share their husband or their wife. And sometimes people have so low self-esteem when they get with somebody and they think that this is my last train leaving out the gate. This is the best thing that ever came into my life.
Right.
So if he say, I want to have another broad, if I want to keep him, then I'm going to say, okay. But like I say, to each his own. Some people can do it. It takes a lot of maturity to do something like that.
Right.
And I think it goes like when you think of, when you were saying that, it made me think about that polygamy type stuff.
Exactly.
Like the Sister Wives. I don't know if anybody's ever watched that show.
Yeah.
But they're okay with it.
They're okay with it.
He spends time at this house. And it's like 4 or 5 of them.
Exactly.
He spends time at this house. Then the next days at that house. And they seem
get
to
along.
make it work.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, it's not just white people. It's black people too. That especially that like to practice polygamy. And there's black women that have multiple husbands at one time. Like this is my legal husband and this is my other husband, because they have like that relationship, that open relationship where she splits her love with
she splits
2
her
people.
legs. Oh, she splits her legs.
I ain't trying to catch
She
a
splits
case.
her legs.
I'm not trying to do that.
She splits her, splits her love, quote unquote, with multiple people. I mean, I couldn't do it personally because I like to just, I believe in monogamy, not, that other lifestyle. But I to each his own, like
Whatever
we said
works,
earlier.
Whatever works for you.
Or as they say, whatever tickle your pickle.
Yes.
Just do you.
Right.
Anything else about Hilson and
Nope.
Maya? All right, let's get on to the juicy Princess
Duchess
Meghan. I'm sorry, Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
What are your thoughts?
Interesting. I got bits and pieces of the interview, and I felt sorry for her. I really did. I think she went into it not doing enough research or background check or something, because just how Diana was done, you know, those people are very powerful. And even now, I have this fear that something's going to happen because they spoke out so openly about the racism. Mm-hmm. Racism is everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why. I didn't think it was to the magnitude that she shared. Some people think I didn't. I really did. I thought, over there? This is
really?
A queen? I didn't. I don't know why. I didn't think it was to the level of, I mean, it's everywhere, like I said, but they seem to have accepted her the way it looks on TV, like she was just accepted. Here's
Girl,
this
did you
royal
see them,
grand.
that wedding?
I know.
When the queen was sitting like catty corner.
Oh,
that's mean mugging her. Come on now.
They staring at her like,
I mean, for the wedding. Of course, everything else after that, that's when everything started going down. So I don't know. Maybe they played the role for the cameras.
Where did the United States get their freedom from?
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
true.
Come on now. Like,
True.
If my daughter was grown, fell in love with a Prince Harry, right? Mm-hmm. We would definitely be having discussions about, you know what you up against.
Right.
You know that you know the world is racist. You know if you do this is what you're about to come across. Mm-hmm. Don't, just because they smiling in your face, don't mean that they really like you. And they are going to be concerned with what your children look like. You know that. Yes. Is this what you really want? Because mommy can't be there the whole time. Yeah. Mommy's not allowed per the royals' rules. Is this what you want? Because in my opinion, her mom failed her. Her mom didn't prepare her for the truth of what's to come, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And maybe Meghan and, assume that things will be okay because of how, she was with her mom. Her mom married who she married. Yes. and divorced or whatnot, and figured, the world is colorblind. Plus, I have biracial privilege. So they should accept me because I don't have brown skin. I don't have dark skin. So I should be okay. And they're just like, nah, we still look at you a little different. You still have that speck of like your mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know. A part of me doesn't feel sorry for her because a part of me is like, you knew what you were up against. Like, it was no secret. Plus, Harry, there's pictures of Harry Hell High Salute, doing the salute. There's pictures of him where he was in like Nazi clothes. So you're surprised that somebody asked or questioned about what your child is going to look like? Nah. No. Yeah. Mona?
I think it's a tragic case of when your entitlement card expires. Biracials have issues that I know nothing about, nor can I relate to.
Right.
This is America. If you know your history,
right.
You know that part of town
Brits,
was well endowed with racism,
slavery,
and you knew it. And like Neisha said, he had on a High Hitler uniform, so they're going to be okay.
Right.
They have millions.
Right.
That's not my problem. I'm done.
That's I'm like, it's not even my fight. People are like, what do you think? I'm like, no, that ain't my fight. That's not my concern. Yeah. If it was a black woman, I might be concerned, but most black women know what they up against when they decide to step into that realm. Now, if she wasn't prepared, one, is her fault, and two, I blame her mom because she should have told her. And I'm sure she had an idea when she first stepped into the role of just being the girlfriend. I'm sure she had an idea with their rules and regulations. Like, it's not a surprise. And as far as because I know they said she was suicidal behind the tabloids and what they were doing, and it's just like, but you're an artist. Like, you were already in the media. You were a quote-unquote actress. You mean to tell me you didn't expect this to happen when you're dating the prince in a country where, they're the kings, they're the queens, they're royalty? Come on now. No.
Even if it was a black woman, it would not be my fight either. Once you decide to go to the other side, you on your own. Let those people fight for you. Grandmama say if they can't use your comb, don't bring them home. So don't jump over here on this side thinking that the grass is greener and then you want your black card back when it doesn't work out for you. You can't do that. You're going to have to pick a door.
Right. And before that, let's be clear. She didn't identify as I'm black.
Yes, she said she was multiracial.
No, she said I'm biracial.
She said she was multiracial,
and then she started identifying as biracial.
Then she said she was just a person.
Yes,
and
and she didn't believe in labels.
Right.
So it's like, you can't do that. Then turn around and be like, but they questioned what my baby would look like and said he may not be a prince.
You questioned what your baby was going to look like when you slept with that man.
Well, do you think Prince Harry protected her in a sense, like, because he snatched her up and they got up out of there? Do you think that was his, was he protecting her?
I think he protected her. He protected her. He got her out of there. That I can give him, I can commend him for that. He did what he's supposed to do. As a husband, you're supposed to protect your wife. Right. So, like, I can't say he get cookies for it. Like, any husband, any husband's supposed to protect their wife. Especially from threats like suicidal thoughts and being picked on and experiencing racism and all that. But that's another situation because he knew deep down that his family was racist. So why would you even, did you not prepare? Like, hey, just so you know, I got some family with that old school thinking. Because, they was even saying at the wedding, like, some of the family members had racist necklaces or whatnot with, like, the black little, like, emblem that, you know what I mean? They had that going on. So you didn't know racism existed?
You didn't know racism existed the way that they treated his mother?
Right.
And she was a white lady.
Yes.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
And now she gone.
And she did.
But love conquers all.
Yeah.
She did. Yeah.
Shoot. Once they see this little baby, they're going to just be so happy.
It's going to bring the world together.
Right. Wrong.
Right.
Welcome back to America. Because clearly you didn't hop your ass right back over here. So.
And here's the thing about not seeing color. If you do not see my color, you are disrespecting me.
Yeah.
You better see my color.
Yeah.
Point blank period.
Yeah. That's the first thing you say. You know if you see your color because when they say describe somebody, the first thing you say is she's black and she's cool. She has this. She's short. She's tall. She's fat. She's skinny. She's this. But the first thing they say, black, right?
True.
They don't be like, I don't see color, but she's tall and she's about 5'9" and she wears braids and she's very smart. She's a black woman.
And that puts up a whole nother set of flags.
Yeah, like come on now.
They sending the guards out.
Come on. What else you want to know, Miss Adrianne, about? I know you got questions.
No, I'm good. I just, I'm just being honest. I felt sorry for her. She looked so pitiful sitting there and she kept rubbing her little belly. And I just felt sorry for her because I just think she probably went into it knowing, but maybe she thought she could make a difference. Like she could change something.
I think she thought her privilege.
Was gonna,
she wouldn't
get her through
it. Yeah.
I'm not your average black woman, but here's the thing about a sister. A sister would have been like, put me out. Okay. I'm not going anywhere.
I am the Duchess.
I'm in here with weave down to my booty. I'm going to wear braids. I'm going to have an afro. What you going to do?
Yeah, yeah.
He messed up and asked me to marry him, and I'm going to marry him, and I'm going to live in this castle. Put me out. Because I'm not. I'm not.
You going to smell hair burning because I'm pressing my hair over here. I'm going to do all this.
And not only that, though, but just think, the slap in the face was they was like, oh, you guys take a break, go on a vacation. And where did they send them? To Africa. How fucked up is that? How messed up is that? Like, that's would you have sent anybody else there? Not that there's anything wrong with Mother Africa. Don't get me wrong.
But that's it.
But
the circumstances
just
make it look really ugly.
Like,
right.
Come on now. Seriously?
Right. That's crazy.
Seriously? Like, all right. Okay. Yeah, no.
I wish her the best.
Yeah, good luck. I'm sure with all the money they have.
Man, they got millions.
Yeah.
Come on.
He was saying something about he just wants to make sure that they're protected. And you're right. They got plenty of money.
He got money to be protected.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not your average Joes that can't hire security.
Right.
Right. Come on now.
Now, that's the part I don't understand. Because supposedly, it started with them leaving and going to Canada. In Canada, they wanted security and they wanted Canada to take care of it. Canada said, y'all not from here? No. Y'all get your own security. Wow. And so they left Canada and then came to America. And clearly they've been here since. They haven't said this is their permanent home, but come on, Megan's from here. and they doing interviews from here, and they're working from here. They have shows coming out and whatnot. But Tyler Perry supposedly has been taking care of their security. And the interview that took place was at one of Tyler Perry's homes.
Yeah.
So my question is, you guys have all this money. Why can't you have your own security?
Yes.
You know, television is a strong propaganda machine. Canada probably has a terrible relationship with, where are they from? Britain? England, wherever they're from. They probably don't like them, and why should we
get involved?
Open our arms to you guys. No, take your mess and go where you want to, because they have money.
Mm-hmm.
They do. Mm-hmm. They do.
If I marry a white man today and his family disowns me, I can't get on national TV and be like, help me. Oh, God, my baby's going to be too dark. And come on now, the TV, they have to come up with something to talk about to keep them relevant.
Yeah.
Do you think they got paid for the interview?
I wouldn't give a damn if they did or not. But here's the thing. If you are being discriminated against, they're not your average people. You have millions. Go somewhere and be secluded and live your life.
Right.
If that's what you want to do.
Right.
You can create any environment that you want because you have the money to do so.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Screw you, Queen. Screw you, Daddy, and all the rest
and
of you
my
guys.
brother.
I'm going to get me and my wife and my children, and we're going to live happily ever after.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah. In America.
Wherever.
Or whatever, but
2 months here, 5 months here. Come on now.
Yeah, like, if that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do. But, like, as far as the interviews, and then you interview with fake-ass Oprah. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They said
shocked.
what now? Oh, my. No, she was acting.
Because Oprah trying to stay relevant, too. Oprah's trying to get her black card back.
They was over
all the things that she's done.
Over the top, like.
Please.
They did what now? And I'm like, come on now. Even in our black families, we have that conversation. You think he gonna be dark? You think she gonna be dark? Look at the ears. Look at the hands. Look at the fingernails. We all that. So you think the royals not gonna have that kind of a question and ask and be curious?
Yeah.
Come on now. Like that part, I wasn't shocked. If she would have said anything else, I would have been like, okay. But when she said that about the baby, I'm like, And it happens in our community too. We got people in our community that don't want their kids to be dark.
Absolutely.
And they not even royals.
Exactly.
So
not hardly.
What?
Right. That entitlement.
Yeah. So what? Like, miss me. Next topic is Vivica Fox.
Miss Viv.
Mona, you can go ahead and set that one up.
I'm not going to set nothing up. It's your broadcast. Vivica Fox. It's always some old ass, irrelevant. You wanted me to set it up.
I did.
Has been, ain't had a hit in a minute that wants to come out or is allowed to come out and say the most outlandish stuff that they can say on the planet, and people jump on it. There's a phrase, and you might not know it if you're younger than me. Light-skinned men are making a comeback. So how in the hell do you pick a white man as an honorary light-skinned brother when sisters normally don't even check for light-skinned men? That's how the phrase came about. She can miss me. Here's the thing about these entertainers. You got to be careful about who you listen to. You got to be careful about what rhetoric that they spew out, that you share on social media. These people are not like us. They have money. They have fame. They have whole different lifestyles, different from us. They only love us because we are
a fan.
Paying for their hit records, paying for their movies, keeping them relevant. This pandemic has really exposed a lot of people and how they're not doing well. And they will sell out anybody so they can stay relevant. She's on Fox Network, so you know what kind of machine that is.
Yeah.
Sit your butt down. Stop causing divisiveness.
Yes.
You, all of them, all four of them. You're causing divisiveness. We have enough of it. Vivica, how many people, man? How many people, light-skinned men, has Vivica even actually dated? That you would give some white man a honorary light-skinned card.
And her reason for giving it is because he protected his
protected
wife.
her.
He protected
Isn't
his
that
wife.
what he's
That's
supposed
basic.
to do?
Like I said earlier,
Yeah,
that's basic.
that's-
Like that's what as a husband, you're supposed to protect your spouse.
Lead, provide, and protect.
Exactly. So it's like
He was down with LPP.
So and that's and see, and that goes back that goes to where I'm like, there's a certain group in the Black community that gives cookies for basic shit, right? He did a basic thing like protect his wife, and now he gets like this grand treatment, like, oh, you invited to the party. Oh, you can come to the family picnic. Oh, you're an honorary light-skinned Black man. And it's like,
Do
what?
you think it stood
Why?
out though because in our community it's not popular anymore as much as it should be?
Well, it's
not
not
popular?
popular.
To protect, to provide.
Who said it's
as
not
a husband?
popular?
Now I don't want to say popular, but I want to say it's not happening as much as it should. So that's why maybe to her it stood out because in our community, a lot of times the husband does take off. So maybe she felt like he earned this honorary
Cookie?
card. Yeah, he gets a cookie.
He get a cookie?
because he did something that's supposed to happen.
basic?
So yeah, and it is very basic.
So
very
what you're
basic.
trying to say is that, let me speak my
Go
piece,
ahead. Go
'cause you're
ahead.
looking
Go
at me.
ahead. Yeah.
What you're trying to say is that your average Black women think that when they go to the other side that they are going to be more protected than when they get with Black
No,
men?
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, no, it have nothing to do with that. I'm
Well, you
saying
saying the man's
no.
run away?
I'm saying that
In
in
our
some
community?
cases in our community, and I can let me put it back on my
Yeah, yeah.
own experience. Let me backtrack, put it on my own
Rewind.
experience. In my own experience, I didn't feel protected. I didn't feel like I had a person that was leading.
In your own
In
experience,
my own
as what?
experience as a wife, when situations happened.
How many
for
times
me,
were you married?
3.
And you never you never felt protected in none of your marriages?
None.
So why did you get
Absolutely
married?
not.
to
Well,
three
in the
men?
beginning, because in the first marriage, I was 2 days after I turned 18 years old. I was young, immature, didn't know what I was getting into. The second time, I hadn't healed from the first one. I used that relationship almost as a way of trying to heal from the other one. And then the third one, I married the same person.
Situation. Just
Same
different
situation.
name.
Exactly. And they were all the same. So I hadn't healed from all of that. So I constantly picked the same person over and over again.
So you were attracting weak men.
Very weak. They looked strong, but they were very weak. So I'm not condoning or agreeing with her reason for giving him a black card. I'm saying maybe in her mind, it looked as though, okay, this is something that's rare. So let me pump him up like he's something spectacular because he did exactly what he's supposed to do as a man, a husband, the leader of his home. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let's rewind.
Yes.
Because did you marry outside of your race?
No,
All of your husbands were Black.
all of them.
Okay.
But my longest relationship was not black. We didn't get married. So I've had 4 long-term relationships. The 3 husbands. Well, yeah. A husband and a half, 2 husbands and a half.
How you got a half husband?
Well, because I married one twice.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know I got a weird situation. But yeah, those 3 were black, and then I got with somebody who was not
African American.
And
so-
so hold on.
Go ahead. Come on with
So
it.
you're saying
Come on with it.
No, because you made a statement, so I'm just trying to get clarity here. So 4 men, you picked all 4 the same?
Did I pick them?
Even the one outside of your race?
Did I pick them?
Yeah, you picked them.
I did. I thought you were asking me a question. Yeah, I did pick them. I did pick them.
So when did the one outside of your race come in? At the end or in the beginning?
At the end.
Okay.
The very end.
So when you chose the one that was outside of your race, did you choose him because he was not black and you thought that he would be better than the black men?
Absolutely not. Let me tell you why I did pick him. I thought it was a safe relationship, meaning that, and I sized him up because I felt like the relationships before, I was totally out of control. I had no control. But I looked at him and I said, okay, and I have to put out there that my relationships were violent and physical. So with him, I looked at him like, yeah, if this fool try to act like he gonna do something, I can handle him.
So you still was trying to fight too?
Man, not trying to. I wasn't trying to fight, but because that's
Your
all
mindset.
I knew. My mindset was fight.
So you said
so
if he was to fight,
try to,
I could beat him up.
Beat his ass. I could beat that ass. I could handle him.
See?
Yeah, and I know that's the wrong reason to do something, but I sure did. I was looking at him. I like him. He cool. And if he act like he gonna hit me, I will beat that ass. The other ones, oh no, they will drag. They drug me all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
And
See,
that's crazy.
No.
I know.
I'm gonna go back to what
I'm healing still.
Understood. Okay. I'm gonna go back to what you said earlier, like as far as do I think that's why Vivica said that? And my answer is no. I think she just said it out of ignorance because, again, we have that small group in our community that's ignorant like that just thinks that when somebody of another race does something as simple as protect somebody or defend someone or likes hip hop music or whatever, they get invited to the damn picnic or the party. And it's stupid. I hate that shit. I hate when I hear people do that because I'm like, you doing this because they did the bare minimum? Will we apply this same logic to a black man? If he did the bare minimum, no, we'll be talking shit. And I'm not, trying to be disrespectful, but I'm like, nah, he did the bare minimum and you guys giving him all kind of praise for what?
But here's the thing. Let me break for a minute. If you would like to call in and speak to us about this topic, the call-in number is 323-815-4204. Again, the call-in number is 323-815-4204. When Ice Cube came on their little...
Oh, my gosh. Did
he's
you
a
see that?
light-skinned man.
But did you see that?
He's a light-skinned man.
Yeah, he is. And you saw how they
tore him up.
Yeah, they was coming for him. They wouldn't even let the man speak.
Wow.
Like, he was like, I'm trying to... Like, he's like, well, if you let me talk... And I'm like... He's asking for, information to, try to improve our community. And y'all, like... giving him the rundown. And
that's why what she said about Prince Harry was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then when she was doing it, she was like, and trying to be hood. You're 57 years old.
You too old for that shit.
You too old for that.
You too old.
Come on.
Like, cut that out. Like, no.
Did she get her lips done?
She got her whole face.
I was like,
come on.
Her whole face. A couple of times.
Yes,
she's like, she's the next cat lady. Like, and I don't like to talk about black women like that. I don't, but I'm just like, the TV, social media, the entertainment industry kind of has a lot of black women thinking that we have to be plastic to be beautiful, right? Fake face, fake nose, fake lips, fake everything that we used to have natural that they considered unattractive is now attractive because a non-black woman made it all of a sudden attractive. So now they're trying to do that too. And it's like, what you doing? What are you doing?
Absolutely. What happened to aging gracefully?
Man.
What happened to passing the baton to the younger ladies?
Oh, my God.
You had your time.
Yeah, you had your prime.
I have laugh lines. I have wrinkles. I earn these wrinkles. Right. I earn these laugh lines.
There's nothing wrong with getting older.
There's nothing wrong with getting older.
Nothing. I embrace it every day because, again, I have friends that don't even get to make it to see it this far.
True.
You know what I mean? So like I said, my friend was literally crying while he was going live because he's like, he survived it, but as he's describing it, he's walking by bodies. Walking by bodies while filming. You know what I'm saying? Like that? Nah. If I live to be 60 with some gray salt and pepper hair, with some wrinkles on it, I'm going to embrace that to the fullest because you know what? I knew what I looked like when I was 20. I knew how I was in my 30s. I knew how I am when I approach the 40s. I know what I'll be like in my 50s.
And looks fade. How beautiful are you on the inside?
Yeah, that's what matters.
But I think, and I'm not coming to defense of all of that. It's just that I think some of us who have experienced some insecurity or deal with insecurities or low self-esteem, you try to dress up the outside instead of dealing with the
inside
issues that are happening on the inside. So you look to, okay, let me make myself look good. And even people that deal with addiction, a lot of times they try to dress the outside up, knowing deep down inside they're not well inside.
Right.
So we try to make everything on the outside look good.
Right.
So I just had to share that because I know a lot of people that are going through all these nips and tucks and to fill that void. You know what I mean?
But see, but it wasn't, and I agree with you, but it was not that way 20 years ago.
No.
It wasn't. When social media took off, the other statistics as they shown, so did low self-esteem in a lot of teens as well as adult women. There's a stat out there, and y'all can look that up. There's a stat that shows women in their 50s, the suicide rate has increased because they don't want to get older. They don't want to get older now. And then you have the teen rate. Their suicide rate has increased because look what's being presented to them when they're on social media. In the midst of them being on social media, everybody's perfect.
Right.
The filters got them perfect. Their nose is perfect. Their makeup is perfect. Their face is perfect. Their body is perfect. Not knowing that they've had plastic surgery. And then you have plastic surgery advertisement in the midst of it. In the midst of it. So it's,
if you Googled it one time, it's going to come up every time you scroll. You're going to see everything about BBLs, lipo, lip injections, So it's out there.
Because it's trending. But here's the thing. How many women have had Botox, nose done, cheek implants, chin implants, boob jobs, booty jobs, ribs taken away, and they still can't get a man. And now you have all these scars to add on to your insecurities, to add on to your loneliness, to add on that you still don't have a man. You can go out there butt naked with all your new attributes and still not get a man.
Yeah.
Men will tell you they don't like all the fakeness. They don't like the eyelashes. They don't like the excessive makeup. They don't like the weave. And we don't listen to them because we're trying to portray ourselves to be just as beautiful, pretty as our white counterparts.
Correct.
But we don't love ourselves. We don't love the skin that we're in. We don't love our hair. We don't love our noses or our lips. If you look at it, everybody is getting big lips now.
Right. That's what I just said. It was unattractive 30 years ago.
Yeah. When we went to the gym, when I was younger, they didn't want hips.
Right.
They didn't want booties.
Right.
White girls only had breasts. Sisters is the one that had the hips.
We had the curves.
Breasts and the Coke
and the lips.
Bottle shapes. And now they're mimicking us. And we're looking down on ourselves instead of embracing what they're trying to have. We have it naturally, and they're trying to imitate us, and we're trying to be like them.
Yep. The roles have switched.
Yes.
The roles have switched. That's true. It's very true. Yeah. Like, I feel sorry. I mean, that's why I always, say that one of my goals in life is to make sure that the generations that come after me know better, because if not, and they're going off of what they see right now in music, television, movies, social media, right? They're doomed for failure because of what they're being presented and shoved down their throat.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why it's so important for us as mothers of teens and young girls is to constantly pour into them. Let them know that they're beautiful just as they are, that they are enough. Yes. Because so many times they're listening to these boys out here,
and
their
old
friends,
men.
old men too.
Let's forget,
and looking at TV and magazines, and they're trying to mimic what they see. I read something that's even the model that you see don't look like the model that you see. You know what I mean? So we have put so much emphasis on looks, and it's hard to escape that. Even as a 53-year-old woman, I look at some people, I'm like, ooh. And I look at this old saggy stomach and stretch marks. I'm like, oh my God. But I think it's Kendrick Lamar. He says, I want to see some stretch marks, So, trying to embrace that aging is hard for some of us. And,
Because I laugh, but I'm just like, all it when it comes to celebs and what I'm looking at on social media, the particular women that a lot of men, gear to and look at, I'm like, they all look alike. They all got the
True.
same face.
Yes.
They all got the same
Same
body.
nose.
Them Kardashians.
They
Yeah.
all
Lips.
look alike.
They
I'm
all
like,
look
oh my
alike.
God. I'm like, they don't even get it. They don't even see that they're being programmed to just go for the robot. Like, she's not even real. She's plastic. And all these other women are getting the exact same surgeries to look like,
That.
you know what I mean? It's,
And
wow.
I think that we're really curb it, and we're all off topic right now.
Oh, for sure.
But
We
I
always
think-
gonna do that. Yeah, we do that.
What is going to curb it? You cannot be a man and say you want a natural woman, and every time you see one that's made up 36, 24, 36, you push like on their page. You're going to have to stop doing that. You're going to have to embrace the natural sisters, because here's the thing about us, we are followers.
Yep.
So once they stop getting that attention and they see, oh, she doesn't even have any makeup on, and she's getting all the likes, guess what? Everybody's going to take off their makeup. Mm-hmm. Oh, he likes her with her natural hair. Mm-hmm. Because men, come on now, men know when you got weave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when they start seeing women with their natural hair and start pushing on that, then they're going to start wearing their natural
What's ever
hair.
popular.
It's, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think it's we try to, especially with the men, we try to please what we see them looking at. We see them looking at the girl, big old booty that walk by, or we see them watching porn, and in porn, the girls, they ain't got a blemish on their body. Booty ain't got no stretch mark.
You ain't seen the blemishes? Because I've seen them.
Oh,
the blemishes,
maybe I haven't seen the
pimples,
natural amateurs. I look at the ones that probably
Telling my
been made
business.
up. Yeah. You
My
been watching
bad.
Pornhub?
But you said we watch them watch somebody else. That's a problem in itself, because he's with you.
True.
So that's your own insecurities that you're bringing into the situation.
True.
If he wanted that, he would have got with that, but he's with you. So now you're causing internal problems because of your own personal insecurities. Men got eyes.
Yeah, they do. And
Men,
they can look.
They can look
they
just like we can
Just
look.
like
That's
we look.
exactly.
Yep, just like we
'Cause I
look.
sure look.
Very for sure.
Okay.
A lot. Especially at the gym. But
Okay. Ooh, them gray sweats. Oh, sorry.
See, there you go.
I know you started it. Can we get on top?
We didn't even start it. We wasn't even on that. Your mind just drifted off into the one-eyed monster.
the one-eyed monster.
Y'all gonna make them think I like that or something.
You do.
You
It's
do.
nothing wrong
It
with
was
liking
your
the
topic.
one-eyed
Oh,
monster.
it was, yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. I guess final thoughts.
I think in closing, I just want to say that we do need to embrace who we are, love who we are, love yourself. I think self-love is, you can focus on that. I think you make healthier decisions in your life, as far as relationships, friendships, everything. We have to work on ourselves, because poor Maya, poor Keri, all these ladies here are need to work on their self-esteem and low self-worth. And I can say that because I myself have had those struggles as well. So I would never marry myself, though. I don't like myself that much. I mean, I love myself, but I don't want to be married to me.
Yeah.
I think a friend said something that kind of fits this scenario. If you came to me and you wanted to move into my home, and I allowed you to do so, there are rules and regulations and bylaws that you have to agree to, because this home is already established. So say the household gets up at 5. You can't come into an already established institution and say, oh, I wanted everybody to get up at 7. So I think black people play too much. Stop playing with things. Some things are set in place and set in stone because they're supposed to be. That's all.
Reason.
Okay.
Good job. I love that.
I would say, when looking at, I'm going to start with the first 3. Maya, Keri, Megan, biracial to mixed women, in their 30s. No, Maya's 40, I believe, but Keri and Megan are both like 38, 39. All 3 of them have insecurities and issues that they have to deal with that's causing them to, go down the line that they've been going through. And I would encourage them to work on that self-love so they know that they could, do better. You don't have to live in separate households. You don't have to marry yourself to feel appreciated or to show the world that you love yourself.
Right.
You know, if you really want to show somebody that you love yourself, do the work. Mm-hmm. If you do the work, everybody on the outside would see without you having to like wear a shirt that says, I did the work. Yes. I love myself. See, I married myself. No, you don't have to do that. And as far as Vivica, I believe Vivica is like 56, 57. Like, there comes a point in time where you are supposed to be of the age where you reach back and you teach the women who are younger to make better decisions so they don't repeat your decisions. Mm-hmm. So telling someone that they should accept the bare minimum and reward them with the cookie is a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. Right. You know, for all, and clearly we know she also has insecurity issues too because of what she's done to her face. Mm-hmm. So as Black women, I would say a lesson that we can learn from the four of them is love yourself. Love yourself so much that you don't have to do stupid things like what you're witnessing. You deserve better than that. And that's my final thought.
Good job.
All right.
Thank you.
So today is our 1 month anniversary of being on YouTube. It's also a milestone for us. We have over 300 subscribers. So for all our current subscribers, much love to you. If you are new to our channel, the best non-monetary gift that you can give to BGP at this moment is to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, push that notification bell so that we don't have to send you a bottle of ketchup. Give us some feedback. Yes. We're ladies. We want to hear from you. Yes. If you would like us to go live, if you have a problem with anything that we've said so far, if you have a topic that you want us to bring up, leave that in the comment section. Yes. And if it's not too much trouble, we ask that you... And we really would appreciate it if you would share our videos on your individual pages and as well as some of these relationship groups that some of you may find yourselves in. We are BGP.
Yes.
And we are
out.
Bye. Bye.